it was basically it's just not being egotistical. It's just I don't want to play with amateurs anymore. I want you to strive in what you do in the instrument that you play.
Yeah.
And I want you to be a part of what I'm creating if you want to be a part of that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But the problem with musicians is that people get into a band, they don't write, and then they start, I don't know, criticizing the music that is being written.
It could be better this way.
They want to they want to maybe put their 2 cents in, where it's like, hey, look, man, like the song's written, man. Just like, I mean, you can see where people try to insert themselves, where it's like, you're inserting yourself out of your own ego so that you can feel like you have ownership. It's like hang out with me for a few years and let's develop something, and then we can start writing together. But look, there are so many musicians that have a hired gun mentality. They're not creative. There's a difference between artists and musicians, man.
100%, there is.
And the artists, guys like us, we're the ones that get really frustrated and pissed off because we're like, look, you assholes, can't you see? Can't you see all the gold that I'm putting down on the table? Like
let's work together.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's make it real.
But literally, like, bring your songs to the table. Oh, you don't have any. Okay, well then why are you criticizing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like, why can't you get on board? Or it's you only want to be involved in my band as long as you don't have to practice much. You can just show up and just play the gig, and then you get paid and you go home. And then when I go out and make a music video and you're not in it, you bitch at me.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you don't get to live on the fence and have ownership.
And I agree with that. So my thing is just get to know the songs, play 6 months with me.
Mm-hmm.
Make it to that 6 month mark of playing the same songs that I wrote with Kyle, because I'm not going to take complete ownership. Like, Kyle made the 2 songs that I came out with. Like, I had the structure, I had what I brought to the table, and then he polished a turd. You know,
cool.
And
that's a good.
And holy shit,
good collaboration.
My first song that I came out with. So when I was with Harbor Place, I went on not so much tour, right? Because we played here and there. We played at least 2 times a month.
Mm-hmm.
I got to meet a band over the internet by putting out a ad in, I think, like, it was like Portland Musicians or Oregon Live. I don't know whatever the group was that I put out. Riley of Spirits. I think they go as like a emo metalcore or metalcore emo. I'm not very familiar with the subgenres of everything, so forgive me, guys. They're phenomenal. They have like 25,000 views on their music videos. Like, they have a following.
Yeah.
Why they're not famous, I could never tell you, because one person writes the music. It's Riley. Riley writes the music, they together are amazing.
You know what I would say to that? They should count their blessings that they're not.
No, it's not them saying that. I'm saying that for myself. I'm like, they should.
But you know what? To me, that's actually a beautiful thing. I want to see, because I believe it's possible, and that's a perfect example right there. Here's a band that's doing it themselves. Dude, they get to keep every ounce of glory, every little fucking success that they do, every micro to macro success that they have is them,
and they did it themselves.
That's to me, and it's like, that to me is like yeah, man, I'm glad that they're not signed, like because you know what a fucking record label is gonna do to them? Ruin them.
They will ruin them.
They will change them. The fucking creative freedom is probably the first thing to go.
But you don't have to do that in our day and age, though.
That's what I'm saying.
You could be famous.
That's what all this is about. Like, it's about, look, we have the technologies. We have the gatekeepers are gone. We have the technologies. What it takes is just an entrepreneurial mindset.
They're on tour, by the way, right now.
Oh, cool.
The very first tour that I think this is their very first tour ever, and they've been together for a lot of years.
That's cool.
And so I don't know where they're playing at. I mean, I could look online and see where they're at. I saw some really cool footage and photography done on them. And I'm like, good for you guys.
It's a
like
hopeful,
you're doing exactly what I want to do, because I want a
hopeful example. Like it puts us into such a state, like such a beta male state of mind, dude. That I need a record label. Fuck.
You don't anymore.
No, you don't.
I just created my own.
Like people who think that they need anybody. Like I can't
to steal money from you.
I can't do anything without somebody helping.
Yeah.
It's like that's what that is, dude. It's like, dude, you're an incompetent.
That's what
it is.
When I look at a record label, and it's not so much everybody, but like the main like Columbia,
Sony,
Sony, all those guys, Universal,
BMG.
Especially BMG. But what I hear from people that want to sign with those is like, oh, you don't like money. You don't like making money on product that you made. You want somebody to steal money from you.
So I'm gonna use that Exodus thing again, because I'm sorry, I find it really relevant that people go through that mindset today, and that's what it is that like people know damn well that those record labels are tyrants, and what are they doing? They're like, I want the slavery. I want the slavery.
You're not wrong.
Dude,
that's a good way of looking at it. It's
totally
terrible, but
it's
it's true.
Because there's this, there's this idea that, well, I'm not valuable unless I'm part of the corporate conglomerate. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, then you know what? You just don't feel like you're valuable at all. Like, you'll never find value in yourself if you need some record label elite to validate you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, fucking.
You don't need validation.
Like how about maybe start by liking your own music and believing in your own music, and then and I know we all have the same problems, like family and friends don't like our music, so maybe start there. Start maybe decide actually putting out some good songs where maybe a couple friends and a couple family members like, hey, I actually don't hate this shit. I used to hate your stuff, and I don't really hate this. It's like
I have friends that listen to country, and they literally like, dude, your music is not my style of music, but wow, that's good stuff
because it's high quality. It's produced. It's produced well.
It is,
and
it's not cookie cutter anymore.
Right,
but
that's good.
I make music with hooks.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
And it's like, I've even thought about doing the Beatles theory on my next song. The Beatles theory is start with the chorus.
Oh yeah,
I thought about that.
Sometimes you just have to. I mean,
Taproot's hella famous, and they do that.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say like, okay, well that it's a formula that's going to work for every song.
No,
but
it
certainly,
can't. Yeah.
It certainly, like, there are some songs where it's like, oh, it has to start off that way. It actually just it has to. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I find that to be true that 50% of the song is being written by us, but the other 50% of the song is being written by the song. Like,
well, yeah.
I don't know what that. It's like it does write itself sometimes. It's
the good songs
thing.
do. The good songs that come out.
Yeah,
it was not hard to make.
Weird. It's like, oh, I can already hear like how this is supposed to be arranged. Yeah. Like it's almost like, I don't know.
You just got to come up with that one riff that speaks to you.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it too. Talking about hooks, like your guitar riff needs to be a hook.
Yep. Your drummer needs to be a hook.
I mean, the really good songs, like everything is a hook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the drum part, the bass
Dave
part,
Grohl.
like it's all pretty much, every piece has its interesting hook that's kind of happening, but definitely it's like the guitar riff has to be a hook in order for the lyric to be a hook, because I can't be inspired with a great lyric hook unless that fucking riff is just awesome, man.
Or it allows you to open up.
Well, because if the riff is really, really awesome, there is no way that you will let a piece of shit lyric or piece of shit vocal part go over that immaculate thing. Like, no. the riff is perfect.
Yeah.
We just have to keep fucking around to find the right lyric.
Yeah.
The right, but we're not putting garbage over the top of this.
No,
dude.
you can't. Because then you ruin a song. You ruin a good song. I have done it. I have ruined my own songs, and I have never come out with it.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
But because I have a good riff,
just
I'm gonna
transplant it.
I'm gonna wait for a year or 2 years or 5 years or whatever the case may be, and revisit it.
It comes back, yeah.
And then I'm gonna be like, right, yeah, let's go. You know what I mean?
I'm doing that right now with some of my stuff, which is pretty cool. It's been pretty liberating.
You need to throw me on a bass track.
Yeah.
And
well, hey man, I mean, look, I mean, and which I want to go ahead and wrap this up, but let's wrap this up on, you know, I still want to work with you, dude. I mean, I just know that it's timing and jobs and everything.
It's really timing and having the time.
This is the standard issue of the music business is like, you know, lots of musicians want to work with each other. It's like okay,
get in the right form.
We have the will, we have the want to. That's why I was like, you know what, man, at least come over, like, let's bullshit, because, you know, as much as I play, or as much as I want to play music, I have the proclivity to talk, and I, you know, at least it's like, well, let's do something productive, because I'm so much about being productive, and it's about that entrepreneurial mindset, which, by the way, a lot of people think that being an entrepreneur means that you're kind of more geared towards like conscientiousness, because conscientious people are dutiful, so they're really hard workers. But that's actually not where entrepreneurialism comes from. It comes from from openness and creativity.
I was going to say creativity, yeah.
The irony is that entrepreneurs are the guys that they'll go out and create the business, but that doesn't mean that they can run the business very well. I've seen to have the conservative type people that actually run it.
You can have all the money in the world and still be a shitty owner.
Oh, absolutely.
So
yeah, absolutely. And you know, maybe there's definitely something to that. You know, just as far as trying to be a good band leader, man, it's like, I don't know. It's hard to herd cats, though, dude. It's hard to herd cats.
Look how Paul McCartney pissed off when Paul, was it Paul Reed? Or Paul, I think it was Paul Reed. I could totally be wrong. Whoever managed the Beatles when he passed away, they had no leader anymore. Well, Paul McCartney on Let It Be, when they were in that big studio or that warehouse or whatever, he got so much flack because he was like, I have a vision. This is what I hear. This is what I want you to do. And they were all like, wow, you're such an asshole. You know, like you're just,
it's the guy that's
you need someone to lead it.
Sometimes, yeah, and it's the guy that's willing to grab the reins and start being, you know, to start making decisions and being decisive, and then everybody else is going, oh, what makes you the, you know, the authority? Yeah. It's like, well, none of you step to the plate.
Right.
I don't
want to lead it, but I have to.
Yeah, somebody has to.
Yeah. Like, or you have to, or somebody that has the vision. And you could do it in a good way. You could 100% do it in a good way, but there needs to be a leader in everything.
I mean, you know, I think so. I don't think.
Have you ever heard too many Chiefs in a, like, look at a team. You have a coach. You have a coach in football. You have a coach and a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of bands functioning on this idea of we make you know, every decision is made through the democracy. It's like, I don't know, man. I've tried playing that game, and it becomes so convoluted because now everybody has a voice. And because everybody has a voice, the options become infinite, and then nobody can make a decision because we've overwhelmed ourselves with options, and it's like,
we need someone to take reign on one part.
Like, we have 7 options on the table. Let's go ahead and just, you know, we already know 5 of those are garbage.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? It's like,
nothing against you. Just
no. It's like,
wasn't strong enough.
Some of you guys are putting ideas in for the sake of just putting ideas in, and there's no strategy here. There's no thought process.